As I said, this book demonstrates that we are not as different as we like to think that we are. So what I'm going to go over real brief right now is what the attributes are of the good black woman. Since she's not on television, we may not recognize her. Okay. Now, the good black woman has 7 attributes, and then I'm going to explain to you how to utilize those in your day-to-day life. The good black woman has self-discipline, courteousness, cheerfulness, self-respect, intelligence, cleanliness, and love. Now, we've heard that terminology. You know, it's like one of those where they tell you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. What do that mean? You know, how can I make that functional in my day-to-day life to benefit me as a practice? It sounds like all theory. Where's the practical? What do I do? The good black woman has self-discipline. That's self-control. Let me make that real for you, sisters. We can start with our mouth. The good black woman can control her mouth. She don't have to say everything that comes up. It's okay if he get the last word sometime. You know. She don't cuss in public. And she works on not cussing in private. She don't tear a man down with her mouth because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. I have charged that we nag our men too much. We keep our men's head tied up so much with our petty grievances about our personal relationship that he don't have time to think and plan for our future. Because he got to deal with what's going to happen with us every day. You know, it's real odd. When the black man come home, he almost have to do a wind test or stick his toe in the door. He don't know what's waiting. He don't know who in there today. He know it's a possibility that there's some kind of new monster that he didn't even know about yesterday. So, you know, we need to not make it like that. We need to not be so vicious with our mouth. You know, men are not petty like that. They're not going to out-argue us. And it has been proven that verbal abuse is just as harmful as physical abuse. So let's not use our mouth to do that to him. The good black woman is courteous. She says, thank you, baby. I appreciate you doing that. I appreciate every effort you make. Try harder. I'm going to work with you. Thank you. I know you did your best. Now that's a whole new language. But just to say that during the course of the day, every day, with the man that you're trying to be with or want to be with, will make our life easier. We can't get it if we don't give it. We keep wanting them to give us and do something for us that we refuse to do and give to them. It don't work like that. The good black woman has self-respect. She don't have to go out naked just to get the attention of a man. I have sisters all over the country, and they come up to me after the lectures, and they'll be talking to me, and they'll say, well, you know, all he think about is sex. All he think about is my body. I say, why don't you show him something else?
Yo, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to J. Lerone Presents, where we talk about the facts, foolishness, and black female effery. Today's video, we're doing another one on Dak Prescott. Seems like if you guys haven't heard, Dak has been brought up on charges of sexual assault from 2017 when he first came into the NFL, right? His rookie year. So this lady whose name is Veronica. She came out with her name, but there's no picture of her. There's no photo or nothing like that of her. But she did sit down and do an interview. And of course, she's blurred out. You can hear her voice, but you can't see her face. It's just a silhouette. So we're going to go ahead and take a listen to what she had to say about what happened, right? And what type of scrutiny and stuff that she's going through. People are doxing her and, all this stuff saying that, people have leaked her information and where she lives and stuff like that, which, I mean, if you listen to her, it doesn't make sense because she says that she's quiet. She doesn't have a real big social media presence, but somehow people doxed her. So I don't, just listen to it and you guys make up your minds, you know what I'm saying? And put some comments down below and tell me what you think about it, all right? But if you haven't, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, share. Fair use, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Well, Dia, her name is Victoria, and I just sat down with her in the last hour, as you mentioned, and I have some breaking news for you. Victoria and her attorneys just told me they plan to pursue criminal charges against Dak Prescott for sexual assault. They said they are in the process of filing a police report with the Dallas Police Department, and they said they are also in the process of filing a civil countersuit against Dak, who, as you mentioned, filed a lawsuit against Victoria yesterday, claiming he was the victim of extortion. Again, that interview, an exclusive one-on-one. I just sat down with Victoria here in the last hour. She said she was okay with me using her first name, but not showing her face. In that interview, she told me it was a very important part of her healing to come forward to share her side of the story, but said it took 7 years for her to get the strength and the support she needed to do that.
I was hoping you could just sort of walk me through in your own words what happened that night.
Yeah, so I was invited out to get some drinks in this, shopping center, this kind of like bar restaurant, and I did met up with them. There were some other people there, and we decided, kind of continue the night, go somewhere else. Wasn't really sure where we were going.
And I apologize for the volume. I mean, this is as loud as it's going to get. So when she was talking real soft. So that's as loud. This is as loud as it's going to get. I do apologize.
And I thought actually some more people were coming with me, these girls that were there, but it turned out that they were not coming with us. And got in the car. We were on our way to Dallas from Plano, and pretty much when we got to our destination, we parked. The people who were in the car, besides me and him, got out the car. It was just me and him in the car. In this SUV Tahoe, we were actually in the third row, and yeah, that's where it happened, in the parking lot of our destination that we were going to.
Obviously only within the bounds with which you're comfortable, but can you tell me what exactly happened?
So we were in the third row. I was on the inside, he was on the outside, so I couldn't get out. He had a driver with him. There was two friends. One of the friends were in the middle. The other friend was in the passenger seat. Everybody got out, and the friend in the middle went around the car to open the door to let us out, but I saw him gesture kind of with his hand, like to not touch the door, not let us out, and then he just kind of walked off. And he just, kind of made his move, started kissing on the side of me, kind of on my cheek and on my neck, and I was, when he did the gesture, my heart kind of dropped. I didn't expect that. I didn't, you kind of, it's like but you don't want to believe it, what could happen. So I was kind of laughing it off at first, like no, and kind of turning my body away from him, but I'm in this small back seat, like it's just us two. He's a big guy, and when I turned kind of towards him, I think that's when he thought that maybe I gestured something, and he just kind of pushed me back, and I just froze.
Do you remember, did he say something? Did you say something? What can you tell me about that moment, the interaction?
He didn't say anything, no. I froze, and, you know, he pulls my pants down, and pants weren't even all the way, you know, off of my legs, so it's just an awkward position, and it's just tight, and it was heavy, and yeah, that's what happened.
I know this happened several years ago, but talk
It
about
did.
it now. How do you feel?
It's a lot because I suppressed it. You know, I blamed myself for a while. You know, just in the line of work that I was in, I felt like I was going to be judged, and you know, he is who he is. I mean, look what's happening now. I didn't have the support back then that I have today, and this is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen, that it was going to be turned around on me, that nobody was going to believe me, that I, you know, lied, and which is not the case at all. I don't like attention. I'm not on social media. I'm very reserved. I didn't tell anybody because, you know, I didn't have the support back then, just with my family dynamic, and I'm not very good at like being vulnerable and being looked as the weak person. So I'm always strong. I'm always, you know, stay strong, and everybody looks at me as a strong person, and I feel like people would be even shocked that this happened, that maybe I allowed it, or they blame me because, you know, I'm a girl. Why do you hang out? Like, why did you even agree to go out with him? Like, I was just scared. Like, I was scared of what he could do, and what, like, if he could ruin my life, if I got fired from where I was working. Like, I don't know him. I don't know what he's capable of, but I know he's a big time football player. And what's happening now is exactly what I was afraid of.
Do you remember what you felt or thought in that moment in the time?
I was shocked. You know, you never think about those things until it happens, or like you say things like, oh, I can never, you know, that I could never be me. I would do this, I would fight back and all this stuff, but you don't know until it happens to you and you're put in that position. And the way that your brain just kind of shuts off, and like you get scared, or like fear comes over, and you can't say anything, you can't do anything, and then you start thinking about all these things that could happen, like, you know. So all that was kind of going through my head at the time.
What is it that's making you emotional right now?
I mean, because, you know, for a long time I did blame myself. I did worry, like, did I do something? Did I say something? And, you know, it's taken a lot to make this step, and it took so long. And so it's just a lot of emotions with it. A lot of emotions is coming with it. It's nice to get it out at the same time, but it's just a lot.
I think I read when your attorney put out that statement last night, either in that or in the demand letter, I can't remember, but I believe I read one of the things you had said was that in that altercation you made it clear that you know, verbally you did not want to be there. Can you talk to me about that?
Like be there in the car, like or not want to.
You did not want to engage in any kind of.
Yeah, and so like when I was, because at first, you know, I wasn't trying to make it awkward. I didn't know if he would cause a scene, get out the car, tell me to get out, and, you know, because my car was still in Plano. And so at first I was like, you know, just trying to like no, and then turned my body around, and then, I was like, no, and that was it.
He continued.
I think he took it as a joke or something.
How did you meet him?
At my job at the time.
Were you working at a bar as a waitress? Is that right?
Yes.
I wonder, he has come out as you're obviously well aware, and he has filed a lawsuit against you. When you heard that, what was your reaction?
Shocking. I didn't know you could do that.
How did it make you feel?
I felt like now, I look like the liar. I look like, I am doing this for just because of it. Like, I feel like, I'm not gonna be taken seriously now. Is exactly what I thought back then. And I was genuinely shocked.
This came out yesterday, and already I know that you have been attacked online. What kind of things have people said to you?
My address was put out there. They were saying that, this is, I think I saw, this is why it's hard for other victims to come out. And one person said that, I hope he wins and she goes to jail. And so it's just shocking and it's hurtful.
How is it? You said it's hurtful. Talk to me about what's made you feel to see that stuff.
Because if you knew me, you would know this is not my character. So it's kind of embarrassing, to be honest, but I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for that to happen to me.
You still think about it often?
Yeah, I have.
What is it you're feeling right now?
Just a lot of emotions.
Can you talk to me about the effect that night has had on your life in the last 7 years?
Yeah, afterwards, I just kind of, like I said, I blamed myself for a while. I, kind of started to drink more. And I did depend on alcohol for a while after that. I gained, my temper was real high. I got into a relationship, and I noticed that, I would take things out on my relationship on him. I didn't like to be touched for a while. And it would be off and on, just spurts of anger and not wanting to be touched, and so.
I suspect your attorneys have explained to you that statute of limitations, you're past that point to file a civil lawsuit.
Yeah.
Are you interested in trying to pursue criminal charges against Dak?
Yeah.
Is that something you think you will do?
Yes.
And why is that important to you?
Because it's doing something. I've been silent for all these years, and, taking it. I don't know if you noticed, but anywhere you go, you see him. He's in grocery stores, he's on ads, he's in the gas stations, and so I've endured, I think enough. I've built a closer relationship to God, and, I started going to church, and, I've started becoming more comfortable in being vulnerable, and this was the biggest step to do and to, to get right with myself, and this is something that I felt like I needed to do.
As part of the healing process. Because I know that's something that folks probably ask you, why now?
Why now, yeah.
Is that it, that you just feel like you're in a place where you're strong enough to? And
yeah, it's taken a while, it's, it was hard to talk about it for years and years. It was even hard to think about it. But, Yes, I want to take control back over my life, back over, I don't want to be that angry person. I don't want to be just miserable. And so I wanted to do something about it.
One of the things Dak's lawyer said, which I wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to, is they say that, after the incident, you spent, more of the night with him and his friends, and that, you saw him again afterward, and things were amicable. And so that's something they've brought up. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to that.
Well, yeah, so my car was at the bar, and when we were at our destination, I actually ran into a friend of mine, and I told her to come back with me. So whenever I was walking around him, he held my hand. So it's not like I could just run away or walk away. So I saw my friend, I said, come back with me and take me to get my car. So we got in the car, same setup pretty much. He led me to the back, the very back, and he was pretty intoxicated, so he actually fell asleep. And we went all the way back to his house. She followed us, and I told her to take me to my car.
And after that night, had you seen him again?
Yeah, because he would come into my place of work.
Did you feel pressure to sort of keep up that relationship because of your job at all?
No. I mean, I couldn't tell my bosses. They would fire me because that's, a big client of theirs or, a big customer. So I just, would tell my fellow waitresses to, take care of it, or take care of the table if I was requested, or if they were trying to put me on there. I just, I tried to stay away.
I wonder, I guess that would be a question for your lawyers. But one of the things they said in their statement to us was that, Dak and his lawyers were trying to play hardball, big attorney, big sports star, kind of bully you and victim blame, and you felt that way?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, that's what it feels like now since it came out yesterday. That's what it seems like.
You talked about seeing him in grocery stores and kind of anywhere you go in town. What has that been like for you over the last 7 years?
I mean, they're triggers. So depending how I was feeling that day, I might shed a couple tears, I'd get angry, or I just, ignore it.
In the statement from your attorneys, they talked about that this has had a big effect on your relationship with your fiance.
Mm-hmm.
How so?
Just with, communications, the touch things, I might come off as insensitive, maybe not wanting to be intimate in some circumstances, kind of cold, giving him the cold shoulder. Sometimes he wouldn't understand, my anger outbursts. When it would be a fight about something, it's not really about that something. You know what I'm saying? So, we went to counseling, and that also helped open the door for me to be comfortable enough to come out, and that's what, led us here.
Has he been supportive of you doing this?
Very. Yes, very.
And you mentioned sort of now you have the support system. Do you feel like in part you're able to kind of go through this journey because you have him? Is that who you're referring to?
Him, yes. My lawyers, my dad, yeah. Even though it is hard to come out, just try to, if you have that support system, come out as soon as possible, as soon as you can. Yeah, I think that's all.
Given the things people have said and the backlash from people online, you still happy that you did this?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Why?
Because it's a step of healing for me. Even though, all this is going on, it still feels good at the same time that this is happening, that I am coming out and I am saying something.
You talked about pursuing, criminal charges.
Mm-hmm.
What would your hope be? What would you want to come out of that? Why is that important to you?
I mean, I do want him to suffer somewhat of how much I suffered. So that's getting arrested, spending some time in jail if needed, then I want that.
And there, Victoria is referring to all the backlash she has received since this news broke yesterday. Threats. She said people have been posting her address on the internet. Again, that is why she asked us not to show her face. Again, Dak has denied all allegations against him. He has called Victoria's story a complete fabrication. And again, as we mentioned, he filed a lawsuit for extortion and a criminal report against her in Prosper for attempted theft by coercion. This is, of course, a developing story. We are going to bring you more details, more information, and of course, more from Victoria's interview tonight at 10. Dia.
Sydney, thank you for that.
All right, you guys, y'all heard it. That was the girl, Victoria. Like I said, she didn't want to show her face, so they had it blurred out. But that's her name, according to her. That's the name she wanted to roll with. But, like I said, you guys drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. It's a hard one. Like I said, she said that's what happened. Like I said, some of the stuff sound kind of sketchy because, she said she doesn't have a big social media presence, but somehow somebody knew what happened and somebody knew that that's her because she's saying people are doxing her and putting out her information, online and stuff like that. So, but she said that she didn't tell anybody. She kept quiet about it. But like I said, somebody somewhere knew who she was. And, once the story came out, they knew exactly who she was. And you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like I said, for somebody who said they don't have a social media presence, they didn't tell anybody and they kept quiet about it. But as soon as the story broke, people are doxing her and they automatically know who she is. I mean, I don't know. But the internet is the internet. But you guys, tell me what y'all think, man. If y'all think that she's full of crap, or y'all think if she's trying to just get some money, maybe it was consensual and now she feels some type of way after all these years, seeing that Dak has this big contract, and and it could be because Dak just had a child, right? Dak has a girlfriend that they just had a baby, I think back in November. So I don't know. But again, you guys, drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. All right. It's your boy Jay LaRone with Jay LaRone Presents. If you haven't, again, hit that like button, subscribe, share. And as always, you guys, please be good to yourself. By all means, let's be good to one another. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey! Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, oh. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be?